This officer tried to get your side of the story. You don't want to cooperate. So we are going to listen to that one guy's side. And the staff that was inside, when you were yelling and being disruptive.
That's false.
Stop.
Stop. No, you stop.
Stop.
You stop.
I'm trying to
Don't
explain.
talk down to me.
Okay, then you're under arrest.
In part 1 of this video, I went into Arizona DCS, more commonly known by most as CPS, to ask some questions about some incidents that had gone on in Arizona where children were taken out of homes and put into homes of known pedophiles. They didn't want to answer my questions, and they tried to trespass me from the property. I stepped outside and continued to ask the security guards uncomfortable questions about what they do and what role they play.
Are you going to take off? Do you mind hanging around for a minute while I go talk to them? You're good, right?
I'm probably gonna hide. That's all right. Mind if I hide?
Where are you going to hide?
Well, if I told you, I wouldn't be hiding, would I?
In part 2, I had a conversation with Officer Ramsey, who engaged in conversation with me to keep me nearby, since he had no probable cause to actually detain me. Also in part 2, tons of cops show up to quarantine the area in case I start trying to run when they try to arrest me. In this part, I'm illegally arrested, allegedly for disorderly conduct. During the arrest, Officer Ramsey uses the forced interaction to force his ideas and narrative on myself and my audience.
What's your first name?
I gave it to him.
Dave.
James.
James?
Yeah.
Okay, James. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to request an attorney assist you prior to questioning, be with you during questioning if you so desire. If you're on a foreign attorney, you have the right to have an attorney appointed for you prior to questioning.
At this point, you guys are violating my rights by detaining me.
Did you understand? Do you understand these rights?
I don't understand anything you guys are doing.
Do you not understand English, or you just don't understand?
I don't understand anything you guys are doing.
Did you understand your Miranda rights that officer just read you?
I don't understand anything you guys are
So
doing.
let's do this. This officer tried to get your side of the story. You don't want to cooperate. So we are going to listen to that one guy's side. And the staff that was inside, when you were yelling and being disruptive.
That's false.
Stop.
You stop.
Stop.
You stop.
I'm trying to
Don't
explain.
talk down to me.
Okay, then you're under arrest.
I'm under arrest for
You're under
saying
arrest.
for that.
For disorderly conduct. Yes. So you are not free to go. Sit there. We'll do some paperwork.
Guys, it's Tucson Police Department. They're arresting me for filming. They specific.
No, you're not being arrested for filming, so tell the story correctly.
So what's the story?
Okay.
That I asked them if they're trafficking children?
I told you that. You want to interrupt me. You don't want to talk to us.
You already told me.
We're not talking.
You're arresting me for asking them if they're trafficking
We're
children.
not talking. We're not talking.
Then shut up.
We're done talking. How you doing, sir?
You're arresting me for asking if they're trafficking children. And I have factual evidence that they are. Tucson Police Department. If I ask you uncomfortable questions, do I get arrested for that too?
Really?
Yeah, really.
Didn't we just have
Really?
a conversation?
Really? Yeah, we really did.
We're not having conversations.
Hey, where's...
Well,
Right there, or you direct yourself? You want to write that, or you want this?
that's who he is, though. We can confirm that.
So he said I am under arrest, but it wasn't for the alleged crimes that were committed. It was because I wouldn't listen to him. And he specifically said that. Anybody, guys, go ahead and grab the live stream. I know you already have, but
Well, we can go ahead and write a citation.
Yeah.
What's
your first name? James? Is that right?
Yeah.
James, I believe, and I'm speaking here for a minute, unless the officer says something else.
Yeah.
Riddle. Correct me if I'm wrong. Your intention is to cite and release him from here, but if he chooses not to sign the ticket, he's going to end up going to jail, right?
Correct.
So James, you're going to get a criminal citation for disorderly conduct. So
Are you going to sign that ticket for your court date or no?
If the threat is to go to jail if I don't, I will absolutely.
There's no threat. It's just what we have to do
Sure.
procedural wise. If
Yeah.
you don't sign it,
I'll sign it.
Okay, good enough.
Under duress, I'll sign it. Yeah.
It's not under duress.
No, it is.
No,
It's under.
not.
Yeah. It's a negotiation. So I'm going to negotiate for my freedom and go ahead and sign.
It's actually not a negotiation for your freedom. So I would appreciate it if, like, when we talk down there, and if you are live streaming this, that you be honest and tell the truth about it, and don't paint us with a brush that's false and not true. There's enough of that goes around.
Well,
if you're a true journalist, you'll tell the truth and not manipulate what's going on. Okay, so do me a favor. We talked for 20 minutes down there in a pretty reasonable tone, right? So don't.
And now here you are, and now am I free to go?
No, you're not.
Well, then it's not very reasonable, then, is it? I'm surrounded by men with guns.
I'll tell you the other part that's reasonable.
I'm surrounded by men with
Yes.
guns.
The officer's offering to cite you a citation,
Uh-huh.
give you a citation for the violation, the criminal violation, that'll put you in
Alleged.
jail.
Alleged.
He can put you in jail
Yeah.
if he wants to.
Oh, I get it.
Okay, and
I-
he's still not doing that, so don't manipulate what's going on.
I get the threat of violence. I'm not arguing that.
There's no threat of violence. You mean us towards you?
Yeah.
How's there a threat of violence? And if
I
you're
would-
live streaming this and filming this, you know that you're lying about that. So
I
tell
would
the truth.
never tell you, Ramsey, if you don't do what I tell you to do, I'm going to take you and put you in a cage.
Tell the truth.
I wouldn't do that.
I'll tell you the only reason that I'm
'Cause
still
I-
talking to you about it, because if you really are live streaming, I don't want you putting stuff out to people on the internet that's false about us. We get enough of that crap already
Maybe-
without having more people doing it.
Maybe
You know?
we
Really?
just disagree on what a threat of violence is. Maybe if you think that legislation said that you can do it to me, that it's no longer
Okay,
violence.
well, I'm going to stop the conversation because it's really not going anywhere.
I wouldn't resist or do anything, but come on, if I were to get up and take off at this moment, you guys would tackle me.
Probably.
Right.
Because
Violence.
you're under arrest.
Right. I get it.
You can't
I get
flee.
that.
That's another charge if you're trying
Right.
to flee.
And I'm not going to. I'm not saying I will, I won't. You already told me I'm but that's what that's what violence is. Whether it's legal or lawful or whether it's legitimate or whatever it is, it's still violence, right? If I were to get up and leave, you would initiate force against me to make me stay.
That's what I just talked to you about. And I know the sergeant doesn't want to have a conversation with you, but I'm not opposed to having that conversation with you, and the conversation I'm going to have with you, and I hope you are live streaming this, because what you just said, you're manipulating it. You're manipulating what we said. There was no threat of violence here. And if you go to take off and we tackle you because you're under arrest, that's not violence. That's you being a criminal trying to take off and leave.
Many people may not actually realize what Officer Ramsey is doing at this moment. I'm going to go ahead and give you a spoiler alert and let you know that the charges that I was given this day were almost immediately dismissed. There was no probable cause for a detainment or an arrest. Officer Ramsey is now using this forced detainment to force his narrative down the throat of everybody who's watching. He wouldn't be getting this camera time if he weren't forcing me by threat of violence to sit there and have the audience listen to his bullshit.
If you're under arrest. So don't sit here and manipulate it. You're manipulating.
Okay.
That's what's that's a problem. Let me finish.
Okay,
this time.
sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
That's what's a problem with some media and people that are filming things. They don't tell the truth.
Right.
And they manipulate it. Now, I got to be honest with you, I'm tired of it.
Okay.
Because we do a very, very difficult job out here. And when people start manipulating and filming it, like you just tried to do a minute ago, A, it's wrong, it's a lie, and there's no truth in your story of that when you start lying and manipulating it. So who should believe you? And it's not fair to us what we're trying to do.
Okay.
And the thing of it is, you can sit here and have an attitude towards us, and then you can go home later, 30 minutes from now, and somebody can break into your house, and we'll still be the same group of guys that come to try and save your tail. So don't manipulate.
Wait. Don't ever come to my house. I don't care what's happening.
You understand what I'm telling you. And there you go, you're manipulating it again.
I'm telling you right now, don't ever come to my house.
You're not a
I don't care what the
journalist if
call
you manipulate
is.
stuff.
You know, I called the cops about 7 years ago when somebody broke into my house. You know what happened? I ended up on my knees staring down the barrel of a cop's gun in my own driveway because they mixed up who the perp was and who the homeowner was. I get it. He didn't know. All he got was a call, and he came out and he saw me there. He had no clue. I don't blame him for it, but what I do see is that it was my responsibility to protect my property, my home, my family, and that for me to try to delegate that out to somebody else was just ludicrous, right?
Yeah, but
I'm not saying he did anything wrong.
the feel of this is, and you'll understand. I'm kind of going above and beyond here, talking to you a little bit, and having conversation, which I don't have to do.
Ditto.
But what
He's not trying to do anyone but himself a favor by talking to the camera. He is trying to force his narrative on everyone. Remember, I am not consensually sitting here talking to this man. I walked away from him 10 minutes ago because I didn't want to converse with him. He has forced me to sit down and force his narrative on myself and my audience.
Here's what I'm saying. I can't comment on something that happened 7 years ago or whatever. And if that took place, I don't know whether it took place or not. I don't know whether to believe you because some of the stuff you're saying here, you're not being truthful with. Now that being said, if that did take place and was factual, why are you painting me with that same brush?
I didn't.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Because if somebody comes to your house with guns and tries to hurt you, I'd be the first one there to try and help you. So
Well-
don't paint me with that brush.
Well, you know what? Whether it's true, whether it's factual or not, the way I feel about it is that you are the most dangerous individual that could come to my house with guns.
Well,
I've never been threatened with a gun at my own home by anybody except for police. No private individual has ever threatened me in my own home with a gun. And as far as the violence thing, look, I get it. You're saying that the violence would be legitimate, legal, and lawful. I won't argue that, right? It would be considered legitimate, legal, and lawful for you to tackle me if I ran.
And see, that's what you're manipulating right there. The violence. If you're under arrest right now and you run off, and we tackled you because you're under arrest and you're detained. Now you're calling it, oh, it's violence because I committed a crime and by running off after I was under arrest, but it's your guys' fault because you tackled me.
Again, the courts dismissed this case almost immediately because there wasn't even probable cause. In this cop's delusional state of mind, he has the right to do what he's doing. But even by the rules of his own system, he has no right to do it, and it is nothing less than unlawful thuggery and violence. By natural law, someone would have the right to defend against every one of these thugs by any and every means necessary. But these thugs have a monopoly on violence.
That's you take responsibility for
I
yourself.
wonder if Officer Ramsey will take responsibility for himself assisting in an unlawful arrest.
Who's the
Really?
victim?
Come on.
Who's the victim of the crime?
If you run off,
No. The alleged crime that I committed, that you're saying I committed, who's the victim?
really?
Yeah, really. What's that? DCS. So the government is a victim of of a crime? So the government is a victim of its people, is what you're saying.
The individuals are victims that you're being disorderly to.
And by disorderly, you mean asking questions that they don't like. I mean, you're doing it right now. You're really upset that I have a different opinion.
I'm not upset. I would say it's more of bothered because I got to be honest with you. I get really sick and tired of people not being honest about things.
Well, I feel that
I really do.
I feel that I'm very honest
You're
about what
filming
violence
live
is.
streaming right now or not, I really don't care. But when you're not truthful and honest about things, I mean, you're manipulative. Yeah, I got a problem with that. I mean, be truthful.
Okay. Truth is, if I get up, you use violence against me. The only victim you're alleging here is the government. So the government is a victim of its people.
Well, I will tell you this. Okay.
You know, 80% of children,
Let me finish before you keep interrupting.
80% of children
Let
are
me finish
still
before you
being
keep
sex
interrupting.
trafficked while we sit right here
Let me finish.
by CPS. You're protecting that right now.
See, there you go, manipulation.
You are protecting sex trafficking
No,
right
I'm
now
not. You're
by
manipulating.
trying
And
to.
that's that trash right now that you're filming.
Well, I
And
can't-
that you're saying it's trash.
You're saying
And
I
hope you
can't-
are live streaming it.
you're
'Cause
saying
what
I-
You're saying is trash.
You're saying I can't
trying
go
to be
back and do my
manipulative.
story.
No, I'm not in support of sex trafficking. Don't be stupid.
Then why can't I go back and do my story?
Good Lord.
You're going to trespass me.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to agree with the sergeant. I'm going to stop talking to you because now you're getting irrational and your thoughts are just way out there, man. Okay? So, I'm done too. Okay?
All right.
Alrighty.
Charge that business have the same rights as any other business. Just because it's a government institution doesn't mean that anyone can go there and do whatever they want.
Right. I understand that.
So they have the right to say if you don't have business there, you can't be over there. They have the right to do that.
Well, I left too, so. But that's why I was outside when you guys got there. Did you have business? My business was asking them about what that entity does. They didn't want to answer the
When your
questions.
bus comes, just come over. You can get on it, okay? All right? When it gets there, yeah, just keep an
You want
eye
me to
out.
move over there so she can sit down? I'm not going anywhere.
Fine.
It's kind of rude to have the lady have to stand and I get to sit down.
She's fine. I asked her to walk over there for her, and she's fine.
I'll go sit on the curb like a dog
You're
so
good.
she can come over here.
There you go again.
What? It's Tucson Police. They're citing me for disorderly conduct because CPS is uncomfortable with the questions about.
Remember, James, right? James, tell the truth.
CPS is uncomfortable with
Tell
the
the
questions
truth.
regarding 80% of sex-trafficked children coming from the foster care system. They were uncomfortable with the questions. They asked me to leave. I said to him, "Are you asking me to leave or are you telling me to leave?" He said, "Asking, asking, asking." Then finally he said, "I'm telling you to leave," and I said, "Okay, I'm leaving." So then I left, continued to ask questions from the sidewalk outside, as you guys saw. He didn't like the questions, so here we are. This is, see, like I said, in China, the government won't go out and actually, in the open, actively suppress free press. That does happen in the US though. These guys will openly come out and say, you know what? They're uncomfortable with your questions. Therefore, that's disorderly conduct.
Hold on, stop. You're manipulating.
And you're getting cited for
Manipulate- I
that.
hope
And he's
you're not
really
doing
upset that
You're
it's true.
I'm not upset. You're
Pretty
manipulating.
sure
You're
China
lying.
suppressed the free
You're
No,
lying.
yes, they do. They do very much. But not, the police don't do it openly. They have people go and burn down your house when you're sleeping. They at least pretend that it was,
promise I won't do that.
they at least pretend that it was someone else who did it. They don't do it they don't have the police come out in the open and do it. It's far worse, don't get me wrong, it's far worse having your home burnt down while you're sleeping, right?
I have a feeling that if this exact situation was taking place in China, the camera would not be running.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, no, I think I'd walk away today. I'd be dead tonight, though. Absolutely, I'd be dead I'd be dead before sundown. But the police would let me go. Openly.
The difference is basically we're here mediating a dispute. The officer investigating has determined there's probable cause to believe that infraction or violation of the law occurred. Because you're being cooperative, you're not going down to jail, you're not giving us any reason to believe you're not going to go to your court date. So
Oh yeah, I'll be there. I can't wait to put them on the stand. I can't wait. I'm gonna subpoena all of you guys too, every one of you.
Well, you don't. Yeah, that'd be fine.
And the judge is the one who's
I know it'll be fine.
whether or not he finds you guilty or innocent. Not
Right.
me.
Yeah.
So it's
Yep.
basically the judge is going to listen to both sides and he'll make the determination.
Not my first rodeo. You guys know Mark Brown? Mark Brown, anybody?
Fill me in.
Never been subpoenaed to court by Mark Brown? That's the best. You'll be there all day when he subpoenas you. He'll have you on the stand for 5 hours, asking you what you had for breakfast,
I don't know who your
asking you how many
superstar is, but okay.
asking you how many craps you took today.
Really?
I
That's
mean-
your analogy.
No, that's not an analogy. You can look up the videos. You guys want to waste time? I mean, yeah, I think Mark has, geez, 2 current open federal lawsuits against Tucson Police, but one of them was pretty egregious. That was when Sergeant Guinea grabbed him and he said, "I'm not doing anything wrong." And Guinea said, "I know you're not doing anything wrong, but I still have the right to arrest you." And we've got body cam footage of those exact words out of Sergeant Guinea's mouth. "I know you're not doing anything wrong, but I still have the right to arrest you." And minutes before that, they were seen on body cam plotting, and that same sergeant was saying, "Look, they're not doing anything wrong, they're not doing anything illegal, but the staff doesn't want them here." So this is typical Tucson Police.
There you go, manipulating again.
All right, James. Like myself, these officers explained to you, you are arrested, but you are getting cited and released. Okay. So this is a citation for you to sign. Okay. This isn't admission of guilt. Just a promise to appear. Okay.
All right.
So right here, this is where you sign.
All right.
That's the line right there. Okay.
And I sign or go to jail, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Can I put it on here?
Yeah. Here you go.
right, and that's it?
That's my copy here.
Oh, this is?
Yep.
Okay.
This is yours, okay?
All right. Is that, I hope that's your business phone. You know I'm going to do an open records request on that, right? You know I'm going to do an open records request on that, right? Yeah. Come on, get that one.
Let me get that.
Yeah.
'Cause that's not very nice.
Yeah. You know I'm going to do an open records request on that, right?
I really don't care.
Yeah. That's going to be the thumbnail of the video, is me flipping you off.
Okay.
Is that your personal phone or company phone?
It's none of your business.
It's-
You'll find
it
it
is-
if you you'll find
It
it if
is
you
my
request
business. Either way, I can request it.
Okay. All right, we're done. Walk on. Have a good night, okay?
Yep.
Remember, the truth will set you free.
Yeah,
You're lying.
remember, you're a tyrant, a liar, and a piece of trash.
There you go again.
Is that disorderly conduct?
I hope your life.
Is that disorderly conduct? Hey, so are you actually supporting the CPS child sex traffickers or no? He doesn't want to answer.
I don't want to answer.
Do you always cite journalists for asking about sex trafficking?
Quit lying about things, James.
Do you always do that?
It's funny how you were nice to me down there, and now look.
It's funny how you detained me unlawfully and gave me a
You
citation.
won't play that video down there. You're going to manipulate.
Oh, I'll play it.
You're gonna manipulate it.
Next time children wonder why they're being trafficked, I'll let them know. Because guys like you let them do it. What's up, man? This guy, yeah, you wouldn't believe the things he supports. Yep.